Okay, I think we're live now, but welcome to Geek number 7. And this week I have Anna, a.k.a. Circuits and Coffee, and I'm super excited to have her on here. She is a badass. Anna, if these people don't know who you are, tell them who you are. Like, what makes you so awesome?
Yeah, well, I like everything geeky, so that's tech, video games, just really everything. And so I make videos about it, whatever my interest is. So you can find that on my channel, Circuits and Coffee. One day I'll be talking about some cool gadget, and another I'll be talking about a game. I have yet to feature coffee on my channel, but that's the surprise.
Yes, and we actually have someone already in the chat, Anthony, and he says he loves coffee, so we have a fellow coffee lover.
That's awesome.
And you're also like into a lot of other stuff you didn't mention. You're a drummer?
Yep, I play the drums.
And my dad had some questions he wanted me to ask you. First off, he wants to know, do you do double bass?
Yes, that's what I'm all about. All about that double bass.
Because my dad's a drummer, and he's like, please ask her this. So I'm like, okay, I'll ask her.
How long has your dad been playing the drums?
Ever since I was little, for a very long time. He's not like professional or anything, but he loves to play. And like whenever he sees another drummer, he's just like, I have to know them. I have to ask them everything. So he's like, I want to check out her band. And hey, Eric. Let's see. You're also a fellow cat lady like myself, but you have more than I do. I know. You have three?
Three. Yeah. I think there's an equation for when you cross over to being a crazy cat lady. And I fully embrace it. I think 4 cats would be way too many cats. Like, that's just 4 cats is a lot of cats. 3 cats, it's like, okay, walking that boundary. But yeah, rescued. Well, all 3 of them are rescued, but got 2 of them at the same time. And then the next year, I was getting teriyaki, and there was like this cat near a really busy road. Aww. And no one claimed her, so that's Sasha. And so I was like, well, I guess we're gonna have 3 cats now. So
yeah, my cat's a rescue as well, and she hates to be touched and stuff, so we're pretty sure something bad happened to her beforehand, but
she's in a good home now.
Yeah, she is very spoiled right now. And Mario Chavez is saying hello to you.
Hello. What? I'm like really bad at where do I get the chat? Where do I see these people?
If you go to the actual video, you can pop out the chat, but make sure the volume's down so you don't have reverb going on.
The old double.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love doing that when I start like a live stream for gaming and I forget to mute my own video. Okay, there we go.
Mario says that he's not a cat lover. What?
Gasp.
Come to the wrong stream, Mario.
What about any animal? Like
if you like dogs or anything else, you're cool. It's cool. Just, we get it. Yeah. We get it if you're not a cat person. Because cats are, they're kind of finicky. They're not as affectionate as dogs sometimes. They do their own thing. So that's why I like cats personally. But
I like cats because I definitely want to give my attention to whatever animal that I have, and I just don't feel like I could give a dog the attention that it needs. I mean,
oh yeah,
having a dog is like having a kid. Like you have to be so attentive to them. Cats, you can leave them, and they're totally okay with that.
And you don't really have to train cats. Like, as long as they know where the litter box is and stuff, they're fine. They're just like, I know what to do. I got this.
Leave me alone.
And Anthony says he has a chinchilla Persian cat. That sounds like a beautiful, beautiful cat.
I was just going to say sounds fluffy.
He said very fluffy. What's your favorite kind of cat? Since we're on the topic.
I used to be, I don't want to say obsessed, but I used to really like Scottish Folds because their little ears and their little faces.
I know, they're so cute.
But I also really like Norwegian forest cats because they're giant fluffy cats that the fur feels like bunny fur and they're so soft.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
I love Persian cats and stuff. My current cat's a domestic short hair, but she's so pretty. Oh my gosh, she's prettier than me, and it's like unfair. I think all cats are prettier than me though. Your Kiki Tipster says hello.
Yo, we got Robert in the house.
Yeah, Robert's awesome. I know he gave you a shout out today in his latest video,
I
so
know
that's super cool.
he's just like this with the shout outs. He's too
I know
generous.
he's so generous. He's like one of the nicest guys ever. We're giving you shout outs, Robert.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's talk about gaming.
Yes.
Are there any like games coming out that you're excited about, or anything cool you're playing at the moment?
I feel like with a lot relating to a lot of collectors that we have so many games already, and of course there's so many games on the horizon. Like I'm really looking forward to Mass Effect. I love that series, and it's right around the corner.
Little detour, but I noticed one of her cat's name is Tally. Is that from Mass Effect?
Yeah. And the sad thing is she's the dumbest of the three. She's like, and I was like, I think I was playing Mass Effect 3 when we got her, and every time Shepard's like Tally, it just the meaning of the name Tally just quickly dwindled to an airhead. It was yeah. But yep.
Poor thing.
Tally.
But a good name. But yes, I'm excited for Andromeda as well. Like I just need it. Like I know it's not the same like cast of characters and stuff, but I need Mass Effect.
I don't care. I just want that universe. Like the way they approach the Mass Effect games, I'm down with. So I hope the train is strong.
And like for some reason, PB has become a very popular character. I don't know a lot about her. I know she's Asari. Like, a lot of people are freaking out over PB.
I know pretty much almost nothing about Mass Effect Andromeda. I want to be completely just surprised and get introduced to characters. Because trailers for very expansive games like that, to me, never really do it justice. Like, how do you capture Mass Effect in 30 seconds?
I know, especially since, like, you can choose different dialogue options. They used to have the Paragon Renegade system. They got rid of that for this one. There's just so much you can't capture in a trailer for like a game like this. So I agree. Let's see. Anthony's excited for Horizon Zero Dawn. That looks really good, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely looks interesting. I don't know if that's going to be a day one play for me, but I'm very curious about it.
I'm broke, so it's not going to be a day one for me either. But I will play it this year sometime. But I'm excited. And he said he just finished Kingdom Hearts 2.8. How was that? I've only played the first Kingdom Hearts, so I need to catch up. But
I'm in the same boat as you, and I didn't even finish the first one.
Ever since I played the first one.
I don't know like what happened. I'm usually really good about when I start a game, I'm going to finish it. I'm not sure what happened in that game. I think I got stuck and I abandoned.
It's a tough game for being like. You see it at first, and it's like, "Oh, Disney, this should be fun and simple." No, it's hard.
It's not. Yeah,
like the bosses take forever. Okay, Shanester366 is asking, "Who is Anna?" She's awesome. Well, Anna's a very badass woman. She gave her intro.
He knows who I am.
He knows who you are. Yeah. Making me look stupid.
No, it's one of the regulars on the streams. So yeah.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Shanester. Since I don't know you, but hi. Your Geeky Tipster says he knows this answer, but for the audience, why did you choose the name Circuits and Coffee?
So I used to have. This is my second channel technically that I started up. My original channel, I was Caffeine Media Girl. There's a theme there with the caffeine. But I wanted something that didn't restrict me to just games or whatever, because my interests evolve and I wanted a name that would be able to evolve with me. But I'm always interested in things that have circuitry, whether it's computers or games or cameras or just whatever. And I love coffee. Like, that's one of my goals this year for my channel is to introduce coffee. And I know how I'm going to do it. I just have to shoot the dang video. Yeah. But that's why I chose it. They go hand in hand. Like, whenever I'm on the computer or playing a video game, I got to have, my coffee. So,
which, I mean, coffee's a better thing than what I drink is whiskey. Like, with coffee, you're not going to get drunk. Whiskey, you be a little more careful with, but it makes sense.
What's your favorite whiskey?
Right now, since I've just kind of started out with whiskey, my favorite has been Crown Royal. It's a Canadian whiskey.
Yeah.
I've tried Jameson, it was okay. Bullet was pretty good. Maker's Mark, though, no.
I'm not a
I
fan of
cannot stand
Maker's
it.
Mark either. And every time I see that name, have you played the Dragon Age games?
I've played the Dragon Age, the first one, and Inquisition. I didn't play two.
Okay, one of the characters always went Maker's breath, and so whenever I see Maker's Mark, I say it in that I think was it Liliana? I don't know.
Liliana, yeah.
Liliana, yeah. And so every time I see Maker's Mark, I think Maker's Mark. Like I just say it in that name. But
I think it'd be so much better if it was associated with Dragon Age. It'd just be, but it was nasty. Like I was like, no.
Yeah.
Low Profile Gamer says he's looking forward to Persona 5.
Yep, another one of those series I gotta play.
Me too. Like, I haven't even finished Persona 4 Golden. Like, I got really into it and addicted, and for some reason I put it down. I haven't finished it.
Same exact story with me. I think I put maybe 15 hours. I might have even hit the 20-hour mark in that game. In that game, I can tell that's going to be like a 100-hour game because I feel like I was just scratching the surface when I put it down. And then for who knows what reason, it became forgotten.
And I had the special edition of Persona 5 pre-ordered, but since I'm broke, I had to cancel it. So I'm like, I'll play it one day. Guys.
Yeah, there's so many special editions all the time. It's
so
difficult.
Expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, some of them I'm just like, I don't need a $200 statue. No. Like, I don't know where I'm going to put it anyways.
Yeah. Anthony is asking me, did I finish Final Fantasy 15? No. I was very addicted with it, and then they had an update come out, and it took forever for the dang update to install, and then I started playing Resident Evil 7. So that kind of took me away, but I will get back to Final Fantasy 15 and finish it. And
braver than I.
And the Gladio DLC is coming out in March, and yes, I'll have to play that because I love Gladio. But I'm loving Resident Evil 7. It's scary, and I scream a lot, but
yeah,
I love it.
I don't know if I'll be playing that one. That's a game that I would absolutely have to stream if I played it. Just like when I made the Until Dawn series on my channel, because it held me accountable to like play it, like knowing that like I'm gonna create a video out of this, so I need to play the game. And I would need that if I were to play that game. And I think that game looks way scarier than Until Dawn. So
it is. I streamed like the first part of Resident Evil 7, but after that I was like, there's so many puzzles and stuff, and I was like, this is gonna be boring for people, so I'm just gonna brave it out. But with Outlast, I had to stream the entire game of that because I would not have been able to play it otherwise because I hate being grabbed and killed. I'm just like, ugh.
I mean, who likes that? I don't know.
A lot of people, but I mean,
Okay, you played it, right?
Yeah, I played it, but it was terrifying. Like,
did you enjoy it? Like after you finished it, were you like, you know what? I kind of enjoyed that.
Like, I felt a really good like sense of accomplishment when I finished it, and now people are like, play the Whistleblower DLC. I'm like, I want to, but I'm like, at the same time, I'm scared. Like, I know it's gonna be the same thing, but people think it's hilarious because I scream and cuss and stuff when I do those streams. Back to the viewers. Anthony says his favorite coffee is Colombian coffee.
Right on.
And then Mario Chavez says coffee and jazz is good.
Yeah, it's a good combo.
And then Anthony is a fan of Jack Daniel's whiskey. I've not tried that. I know our mutual friend Britt likes Gentleman Jack, but I haven't tried either of those.
I was just going to say, skip Jack and go straight to Gentleman Jack. It's just like a couple bucks more, and it's worth it. Like, Jack Daniel's is not bad, but it has quite like a bite to it. But the Gentleman Jack is just, that's all you need.
Yeah. Like, I've been tempted to get the Gentleman Jack, but I've heard horror stories about actual Jack Daniels, and I'm like, I don't know. But since you say it's pretty good and Britt likes it.
It is. Yeah, that would be my go-to. Like, Gentleman Jack is like the staple. You know?
I know it's like, it's, what's it called? Double barrel
Yeah, double aged
Yeah,
barrel.
whatever they call it, and it's got like vanilla and honey in it, I think, also.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've had that. It depends on how you're gonna drink it. Sometimes
Yeah.
like I have a sweet tooth for sure, but I like that in my pastries and things like that. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
I've gotten away from it in my beverages. I'll still mix, whiskey and Coke. That's a good combo. But if the whiskey's already sweet, then it's too sweet.
Yeah.
But if you're just gonna sip it on its own, it could be nice.
Captain Richter says hi. And also, if it takes me forever to get to your comment, I'm sorry. I just kind of like glance over every once in a while. So be patient with me, guys. Shanester says watching Anna get scared is amusing. So apparently, you're very amusing when you play scary games. So I'm going to check a stream out one day. Do you
I
stream
think
on Twitch or on here?
I first started out streaming on Twitch, and then I'm like, my goal is to grow my YouTube channel. So
Yeah.
then I know that Robert did restream.io, so I checked that out so I could stream to both. And then I saw most people just kind of hanging out on YouTube gaming, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna try YouTube gaming out for a while. So right now I'm just streaming on YouTube gaming, but that could change in the future. But it'll either be like YouTube or both.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to grow my channel too. You're like way ahead of me, like in channel growth. Like it's crazy.
It's tough, but honestly, like I know you recently hit that 2,000 sub mark. It's like it feels like it takes forever to get there, and then it just gets easier. So you'll get there. You'll get there.
It's still not easy. Like I'm
It's
stuck
not
at
easy.
like 22, 20 something now, and I'm just like, it's not growing any. And it gets to me. Like I'm a perfectionist,
Yeah.
and that's not a good thing to be when you're a YouTuber. It's good and bad, but it'll like I've had to stop looking. It'll drive me crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. That's partly why I restarted like a YouTube channel, because my old one I was so focused on trying to make perfect content that my personality was completely lost,
Oh
and
yeah,
I can't even stand looking at those videos anymore. And so my focus for here was like, if I'm 80% cool with the video, then do what you got to do, but then post it within a few days. Like
yeah,
you can spend so much time on a video or thinking about the content you're going to make and then not do it. And that's the roadblock I ran into. And
yeah,
then now I'm okay with it. And then the more videos you make, the better you get. So then it works out in the end. It just sucks internally.
yeah. Anthony is asking me if I've heard of GameFly. I have, but I have a weird thing where I like to own games. Like I don't like renting. I don't like it'd be a better financial option for me, but I'm just like I'm stubborn and I'm like I want to own it. Like I don't want to spend money renting it, and if I like the game, buy it after I rent it. Like that's extra money.
Yep, I hear you.
I don't know. I'm just weird. I'm just weird, guys.
It sound logic to me.
Captain Richard says Jägermeister straight is good. No whiskey or tequila. Brittany is crazy. Well, she's crazy in a good way, but I mean, I love Brit. Like, she's amazing.
Jaeger's. I'm not the biggest fan of the licorice taste in Jaeger, so I'm one of those people that if I'm gonna have something like that or absinthe, I need to mix it with Red Bull, and that's not really great either. So I kind of
I've never had Jägermeister, and I've heard horror stories about it. So I'm kind of like, I'm not a big fan of alcohol, just whiskey. Like that's the only alcoholic beverage I drink. And Just a Man 400, as did you, used to have another channel.
Yeah.
And then Robert says he hasn't announced it yet. Oh, well, maybe I shouldn't say this out loud since he played it. I won't say it out loud.
An exclusive announcement first heard here.
Like, give me permission to say it if you want me to say it, Robert. And then Mario says, we both do really good videos. Congratulations. Oh, thank you, Mario. That's so sweet.
It's awesome.
And then Anthony says he only has 78 subscribers, so he feels our pain. I'll check your channel out, Anthony, afterwards. Like,
you're almost at that 100 mark, though. Like, hitting that 100 is awesome. You'll get there. You'll be there in no time.
But like with me, I find like I have goals and I reach them, and then I'm like, well, now I've got another goal I got to reach. It's like it's never enough.
It just resets.
Yeah. And then Just a Man says he liked your old channel as well.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
I'm assuming it's a he. I am so bad about this, like just assuming like my viewers are he's, because like seriously 90 to 95% changes of my viewers are male. So if I ever say he and you're actually a woman, please correct me and please forgive me. It's just most of my viewers are male, so I tend to say he. It's a bad thing of mine. Just forgive me, please. And then Anthony says that he thinks it's best to just be yourself and show what you love to do. And I agree. Like, that's me. Like, with my videos, you get me. Like, that's actually me. Like, if I say I like something, I like it. I'm not just saying it because of whatever. Like, I've never been sponsored or anything, guys. Like, seriously. Even if I were to be sponsored, I wouldn't, like, do anything that I hated.
Yeah.
And like everyone says, you're too positive on your channel. Well, guess what, guys? This Sunday, negative movie review coming up. Negative. It's funny. I think it's funny, at least. I think I'm funny. And hello, Nintendo 2009. Mario says that I'm assuming he, because Mario, but could what they want to start their own channel that they just saw Mel Jesus's YouTube advice video, and I saw that as well. That was really good. Like, he had a lot of helpful tips in that video. If you're new or you're trying to grow your channel, like, he had a lot of helpful tips.
Yeah, he always is very good at picking out what tips he wants to share, and then does a good job of covering each one. He goes over like 7 tips, and they're all very good and very relevant.
And that's actually how I found Anna, fun fact, is through Mel Jesus. And that's how I also became friends with Britt and Kinsey that way, too. So, Mel Jesus, I owe a lot to. And I actually met him at Retropalooza, and he's really, really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's such a nice guy. Like, the guy that he is on screen, he's just like that off screen. He's totally cool.
Except really he's really freaking tall in real life. You don't realize how tall he is until you see him in person.
Yep, that's why there's the stool.
Do you have to stand on a stool when you film with him?
Sometimes, and sometimes I don't stand on it, but I will say I don't have to wear my shoes when I'm on the stool. So that was my one, like, you know.
Like, I'm short. Like, if I were to film a video with anyone, I'd probably have to be on a stool because I'm 5'5", so.
Hey, me too.
Okay, we're the same height. Okay, yeah. I don't feel as bad anymore because usually I'm shorter than everyone. I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm tiny.
I mean, I'll say I'm 5'5.5", you know, because the half counts. It counts sometimes, but
I say it counts. Robert says not using your stream to make announcements, just contributing to the discussion. LOL. But yeah, he said he was going to do. Let me get that actual comment. He's strictly going YouTube gaming soon instead of just like Twitch and stuff, just YouTube gaming. So,
yep.
If you're not subscribed to Robert, you should be because he's awesome.
Yep, you got it.
And Captain Retro says he threw me a shout out in a video a few weeks ago. It should have brought me at least 1 sub. Sarcastically, you're welcome. I'm so far behind on YouTube videos, guys. Like, seriously, my watch list is like 300 and something videos long. So if I haven't seen your video, I'm sorry. Like, I've just been like really busy. I'll get around to it one day. Okay, let's see. Let's see if anyone has any questions. Captain Roger says he broke 560 subs the other day. Woohoo!
Nice.
That's cool. You're getting really close to 1,000. Like, I know, like, when you see 560 and then 1,000, you're like, that's a big gap. But seriously, like, you'll be at 1,000 soon, Captain Retro.
Yep.
And Anthony wants to know, did we watch the new Resident Evil movie?
I know Robert did.
Yeah, Robert did. And he put a review out, and I recommend you go see his review. But I have not seen it. I enjoyed the 5 previous films, but I've heard really bad things about this new one.
Yeah, I've only seen one of the previous ones, and I totally forget which one it was, but I don't expect a lot from those movies, and it wasn't bad. I was like, oh, that was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Didn't have high expectations, but apparently this one, even if you don't have any expectations, it's just bad. Like, I watched, do you watch Angry Joe's show at all?
I used to, but after a while, I just was like, and I unsubbed. But
Yeah, yeah. He did a review on it, and he's like, I can't give it a 0 out of 10 because the movie technically runs in the theater, but it was bad. And he explained why, and I was like, okay, I get that.
and Mario has a question for you. He wants to know
Stay.
why you weren't part of the Portland Mill Jesus crew.
Do you know how big the Metal Jesus crew is? I actually talked to like about it. If he were to have all of the guests that were at Portland on his panel would be like with all the questions. So he needed to just pick a few people so everyone could answer questions and the audience could ask as many questions as possible and hear the feedback. So I might be on a panel next year. We'll see. But there's a lot of people in that crew.
There is, like, Mel Jesus has a lot of friends.
Yep. I know. I kind of joke that his channel is Metal Jesus and Friends, and he features so many great people on it. It's great. It's great.
And Mario says that they missed you there. Oh, it's so nice. And Nintendo 2009 says hashtag Alyssa is beautiful. Thank you. And Game Glyph says that you are amazing and you have the most awesome Sega Saturn collection, Anna.
Thank you very much.
Which Anna has an awesome lady loft. Mel Jesus made a video of this. Anna also did a room tour video. But like seriously, amazing lady loft. Seriously, I'm jealous.
Well, kind of like we're talking about the perfectionism. I was trying to figure out how to make it like perfect. And I know it's going to go through iterations, but right now I'm pretty happy with where it's at. No complaints.
It's really, really beautiful and clean, and I love it. Like, seriously, I'm jealous of it.
Well, if you're ever in Seattle.
I want to go to Seattle one day. Like, that's a goal of mine, to go to Seattle. Like, I need to travel more.
Yeah.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll be successful enough to go to more cons and stuff. But I've heard Seattle's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. If anyone wants to fly me out to Seattle, I mean, I'll do it. I mean,
you'll go.
Seriously, no one buy me a plane ticket. Like, if someone were to do that, I'd feel bad. Robert says, if you keep plugging my content, I'll have to pay you for the promo. LOL. Don't pay us. Game Glue says there's no sound on his end. Oh no. No sound.
Oh wait, I got a pun. He just said he'll have to pay you for the promo. He'll really be your geeky tipster. Oh. Couldn't let that go.
Nintendo 2009 says that he joined VidMe and needs to post some videos. I joined VidMe and I've been kind of slack with posting videos on there for some reason. I don't know why.
It's another place to think about.
Yeah. I've posted videos on there, but lately, I don't know. I just haven't felt like writing reviews or posting on VidMe. I don't know. I need motivation, guys. I need motivation.
Yeah.
Boo on the pun.
I tell all the dad jokes. It's terrible and awesome, and pretty much the bigger the eye roll, the louder the applause. So I take that boo on the pun as a very loud applause, so thank you.
I liked it so. And also, we mentioned this earlier, but if anyone missed it, you're also a drummer, and I want to know how, when did you start drumming? Was that I can't speak? Was it at a young age, or was it when you were older?
Yeah, it was probably when I was 13. I took drum lessons. I started out on the snare drum and played that for about a year or two, enough to get me into band in school. And then 2 or 3 years later, added the drum set, and then just been drumming ever since.
And are you still part of the band 6 Days of Darkness?
No, I'm not.
No.
We're that we kind of put it on hold indefinitely. Like it's not really doing anything, but we still like the music we create together. So we'll probably at some point jam and maybe play around Seattle, but that would be it. But right now, nah, just playing drums for me.
I've listened to some of the music and I dig it. I dig it.
Funniest story that the recording was a whole new thing. It's very expensive, and because we didn't have a lot of money, we had to do it in 2.5, 3 days,
Oh wow.
and that included mixing or mastering. So we only had 2 full days to do 7 songs. And that's not a lot. And it killed me on double bass because I had to do all of my parts first. So 7 songs, multiple takes. I don't recommend doing that.
No, like I've listened to some of the songs and like your drumming's amazing and like having to do that in such a short period of time, I can't imagine.
And it sucked because if you made a mistake, it's that perfectionism. Like I know where all the mistakes are on that album, and I just think I wonder what other recording artists go through, and if they like, were in this situation, but as a casual listener, you don't hear it. I don't know.
And Robert, gosh darn it, you paid me. Robert always like donates to me. And I'm like, Robert. He said, thanks for the promo. Is $20 okay? Is that meme dead yet? Anyone? LOL.
Not dead yet.
Did I miss that meme? I don't get it. I'm becoming old. I don't know the meme.
Robert.
And Zach versus the Blu-ray Mountain says, what up, Alyssa? I guess great minds go live, well, at least a couple hours apart. I'll have to check. This is just like me and Anna were just like, Tuesday, yay!
Yeah, it worked out. God, no, don't you explain the meme.
I was going to say, Robert's saying, explain the meme to me.
You paid for it.
I know. I'm like, I guess I missed this meme somewhere along the way. There's too many memes out there today, like too many to keep track of.
Yeah.
Like I just now heard of that stupid the cash one. Like I don't even remember the full thing. Like it's like how about that? Like
the what? I don't think I've heard that one.
It's like cash me outside. How about that or something? I don't know. It's stupid, and I see it all over Facebook. I'm just like, what is this? Like I don't know anymore. Like I don't know with people these days. I'm not hip with the kids anymore.
It's tough. There's so many, and so much of it is situational. Like YouTube dramas, or some reporter says something. It's that's why I go on Reddit every day. If there's a meme, Reddit will tell me.
Yeah, Captain Richard says, I got it right. Cash me outside. How about that? I don't know what that means. Like, and Shane's are saying, oh, Lord. So apparently it's something. Now I'm going to have to look online afterwards to be like, what is this stupid meme about? Like, I don't know.
I think it has. I think the $20 okay is from a YouTube drama thing.
Oh, yeah. Robert just saying it involves Leafy is here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mess with that. And the Cash Me Outside thing was a white girl who was on Dr. Phil. I don't watch Dr. Phil, so that's why I had no clue about that. And Nintendo 2009 said he just subbed to you, Anna. So yay!
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
And they're saying the girl tried to act ghetto on the show, and that's where the meme came from. Really? We're getting our memes from Dr. Phil now.
He's becoming relevant again.
Why has society come to now? Oh my gosh. Just the amount of memes that come out like every day is probably stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're getting a lot of people explaining that Cash Me Outside is from Dr. Phil.
They know what's going on.
Captain Retro says Dr. Phil is the new Jerry Springer. Like, I was like, I don't know. I haven't seen Dr. Phil since I was like a kid, and even then I was just like, I don't care.
I'm right there with you. I don't care.
And Robert says, funny thing is, someone did cash her outside and her ass got beat. How about that? Well, I don't condone violence, but I mean, that's kind of weird. I don't even know anymore. I don't know where this has gone. This has gone to the weird Twilight Zone of memes now.
The more you know.
And like this just reminded me suddenly of like the Charlie the Unicorn 7 stuff. Like when YouTube first came out, for some reason that came to mind. Why did that come to mind? I don't know. And Captain Richard says, she deserved it. I don't know if anyone really deserves violence, but I mean, oh well. Mario says, still here, just don't know what to say. That's me too. Like right now, I'm just kind of like grasping at straws here. So if you have any questions, guys, ask. Help me out, please, because I am not the most professional host ever. I've never claimed to be. So Nintendo 2009 says he's 9 subs away from 200 subs. Oh, you're so close. So close.
What are you going to do when you get 2009 subs? You're going to have a subscriber special.
Oh, yeah, because of your name. Yeah. Captain Ritter says, you would change your sweet mind if you saw the clip and how she's acting towards her mother. Oh, she was acting like that to her mom? A little bit of a different story. Like, don't respect your mom. Don't disrespect your mom. Respect your mom. Don't disrespect her. But still, guys, save me. Ask questions, because I don't prepare ahead of time. But let's see. Question for Anna. What's been your favorite video you've made, like, on your new channel, like Circuits and Coffee? Like, what's been your favorite you filmed?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I was just thinking about how I always hate the older videos, even on the new channel, you know?
Yeah.
But I really like the videos that I've made the past, like, 2 months. And I liked the Christmas vlog that I did. And I also like how the Sega Saturn collection video came out. It's hard doing collection videos because I could definitely sit and talk about each game. And sometimes I like that. Sometimes I like hearing about an opinion and you listen to it like a podcast. But I wanted something that just kind of went over the collection so you could see it and then just talk about a couple of things. So I liked how that one turned out.
And also, I noticed, like, you've done several videos, and you did, like, a year-end favorite books, but you're a reader as well.
Mm-hmm.
Who are some of your favorite authors that you'd recommend to people?
Well, recently, definitely Pierce Brown, the Red Rising trilogy. One of the best series I've read in a very long time. It made its way, I think, into my top 3 favorite books of all time. And that blows me away that something new can do that and come in and take that place. So I really recommend that, especially if you like books like The Hunger Games, but maybe you didn't really like Hunger Games. You would definitely like this.
I've read the first one. I need to read, is it Golden Sun?
Golden Sun. Yeah, in Morningstar, yeah.
Morningstar. I need to read those 2. I loved the first one, but I just
the first one had me hooked right away. I was like, "Yep, I'm bought in."
It is like the Hunger Games, but it's set on Mars, and it's just, in my opinion, it's better than the Hunger Games.
It's not a young adult series, so the writing is a bit more elevated.
Mm-hmm.
So if you kind of crave that, something that's a little more gritty, then you would like Red Rising.
I know she also read several Neil Gaiman books. I've never read Neil Gaiman. I have American Gods. I need to read it, but what are your opinions on him?
Love his writing and his brain. Like, his imagination. He doesn't crank out the same story. He has these different worlds that are usually like a modified present day. Like one, there's like an underground where a whole world is going on, but it's still taking place what you think of as Earth. And I like his writing style a lot. I think he's a really good storyteller. I only started reading him a year or two ago. I think I had read maybe one book by him, and I was like, you know what? I need to read more of his. I'm really glad I did. So I'm trying to make my way through his reading works as well. But I read American Gods. That was really good. I liked it. And I really liked the Graveyard book. I thought that was really good.
I need to read American Gods because there's a TV show coming out, I think in April.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to read that. It's a big book, but I kind of gotten used to reading big books because all the Outlander books are like 1,500 pages long. So
I still like, just read it. Two. I just haven't started that series yet, but I have it.
It's very
kind of like games with me. They're on the shelf. I just need to read them.
The Outlander series is very heavy into the historical aspect of it, and it does deal with a lot of romance. There's a tiny little bit of science fiction with the time travel aspect, but it's a lot of historical fiction. But I really like it. It does have a lot of disturbing content in it, which people have issues with, and rightly so. But for me, it doesn't really diminish. Like, I don't have a problem with it personally, but it's not something I've experienced, so I can't say.
Yeah.
But it does have trigger warnings for several issues, but it's one of my favorite series. It's just fantastic, and like I can't read young adult like contemporary now because of it. Just because I'm used to the adult style of writing now, and just reading about teenagers, it's just kind of like, man, I can't identify anymore. I'm an old lady.
Yeah. Is that series done, or is that still going?
Oh, it's still going. Like, she's currently writing the 9th book, and I think she said she's going to stop at the 10th. Like, that's going to be the end. But she also has a spin-off series from the Outlander series about, about a secondary character, which I read the first book of it, and it was okay. It wasn't as good as the Outlander series, but that's basically all she's written for 20-something years now is the Outlander series and that spin-off series.
Yeah, I believe it.
I mean, it's made her a pretty wealthy woman, so I mean,
yeah.
It works. It works.
Yeah.
Let's see. No one else has any questions so far, so I'm having to use my brain a lot with this.
Are you reading any books right now?
I'm currently reading the 7th book in the Outlander series.
Nice.
I keep getting distracted though by like there's so much to do. Like every day I watch a movie and then I film and edit usually every day, not like both at the same time or whatever, but like either filming or editing, and then I have to split time between gaming and reading and stuff, and then I get gaming magazines, and it's just like, oh my dear Lord, there's not enough time in the day.
Tough. Yeah. Especially if you're watching a movie every day. That's insane. Do you have any movie watching goals for this year?
I'm trying to, like, this started last year, but I'm trying to watch 365 movies one movie a day for a year, and I was doing written reviews, and for some reason I fell out of writing reviews. I need to get back on that. And I got to like 69, but I'm past that now. Like I've watched way more than 69 by now. But I've watched a lot of movies.
I have not watched a lot of movies. I like movies. I don't watch them as much as I'd like to. Yeah. I don't know. I don't make time for them. That's the thing. Like I could, I do something else instead of watching a movie. Like watch the same TV series that I've seen 5 times, and I'm like, what are you doing? Watch something new.
What's your favorite TV series?
I probably would say South Park.
South Park's good.
But the one that I end up rewatching the most seems to be The Office. It's just really easy to rewatch. Really?
Like in my family, comedy is not a popular genre, so we never watched The Office. I I don't know if that'd be my kind of comedy. I usually like darker comedy, kind of messed up comedy. So I don't know. I used to, That's What She Said all the time. I know that was popular before The Office, but I kind of feel like I need to watch it at least just because I say That's What She Said all the time.
Yeah, I think after working in an office environment and having worked for someone that is kind of like Michael Scott and seeing some of the other characters, it made me think. I thought that show was funny, but when I had those experiences, I was like, oh my God, these people really do exist.
Okay, Zach versus the Blu-ray Mountain says, Anna, your game room makes him cry. He's trying to familiarize himself with your channel, so I think we have another person that's in love with your channel. Woohoo! Woo! And Mario Chavez is recommending Paulo Coelho. Is that how you say his name?
I think you nailed it.
Okay.
I've only read 2 books by him. The Alchemist, that's super popular, and I think The Witch of Portobello. Good writing.
I haven't read anything, so I need to up my game on that.
They're quick reads. The Alchemist is like, the staple. So I definitely would check that out. And it seems like that book is 90 pages. It might be like 100 and something, but it's a really quick read.
Okay, The Real Tubby is saying, does she sound like Scud the Disposable Robot Assassin? And is that in her Saturn collection? What?
Oh, does she like Scud? Yeah. I never read the comics. I didn't know it was a comic until I actually played the game. And I do have that in my collection. Very, very quirky character.
I don't know where we got does she sound like. Whiskey, guys, whiskey.
All that whiskey.
And Mario says he's watching House MD and Us at the same time. You multitasking. And Shanester wants to know which bear is best.
Bears. The Real Tuppy got. Well, that's easy. It depends on where. It's like black bear, grizzly bear.
And then The Real Tubby says, Bears beats Bellstar. One of my friends in high school actually had a shirt that said that on it. So I know that's The Office. Yeah. I need to watch it. I just need to watch The Office.
Yeah, that episode, Jim comes in dressed like his coworker, Dwight, and is pretty much mimicking him. And Robert has actually come in on his secondary channel and is watching us on both channels now, so double the support. And it's not a troll account. I know that's not a troll account, actually. Yeah, Robert has a vlog channel now too, by the way, guys. Just letting you know. If you like vlogs, check out Robert's vlog channel. And cleaning up game rooms. See it on his channel. It's from a comment he left me earlier today.
And Robert's also saying Scud is dope.
Dope.
Deep. I don't know what that was. That was just weird. Oh God, I'm trying to think of something to ask now. I'm never prepared.
Oh no, it's cool. Are you looking forward to any movies coming out this year?
Oh my gosh, so many. So many. Logan looks so good. I'm obsessed with the X-Men universe and Wolverine in general, but Logan looks really, really good.
Yeah. I'll see it.
And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 looks good. I just saw La La Land today and it was phenomenal.
I feel like I need to see that. I feel like that's one that I need to see in theaters. Like, I don't see a lot of movies in theaters, but I feel like that has gotten so much hype for what appears to be good reason.
If you like musicals, then it'll definitely appeal to you because it is very much centered around artistic people. And if you're artistic, you'll obviously feel a connection to the characters with how they struggle and how they're trying to achieve their dreams and stuff. But the music is fantastic and the choreography is I messed that up. Choreography is amazing. Everything about it was great. Except during my viewing, I have a little rant here. It was apparently Senior Citizen Day at my theater. I was the youngest person in the theater, and one of the old women, her phone rang during the movie. She answers it, has it on speakerphone, and everyone else in the theater is telling her, turn your phone off, go in the lobby. But no, she doesn't. She stays on the phone for like 5 minutes, and she's talking to some guy setting up an appointment. He's saying it's going to cost her like $400, and we're like, lady, leave, you're disturbing the movie. Like, she was on speakerphone for 5 minutes, and it was just like, people are so inconsiderate. It was just,
yes, that would drive me crazy. Like, I mean, I would hate that more at a movie theater, but I take the bus to and from work every day, and the people that just talk on their phone the entire time, and it's like a 30 to 45 minute bus ride for me.
mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, it's quiet. I want to read. I want to have my quiet bus time. And then they're just sitting there talking on their phone, or sometimes on speakerphone, and it's loud on the freeway. So then they have to yell. And I'm like, what are you doing?
But I was like, lady, why are you on speakerphone in the movie theater?
Yeah. And that makes even less sense.
And Robert, the old lady behind me in my IG picture, that was the one that was on the phone.
Oh.
she photobombed me, and then I did a Snapchat showing there were people in the theater, and I didn't notice this until someone pointed it out, but she looked at my camera and waved.
Oh, no.
I didn't notice it. I didn't notice it until someone was like, Alyssa, there's a woman in the background waving at your camera. And I'm like, what? I'm like, that's the same damn lady that answered her phone during the movie and photobombed me in my Instagram picture. Like, seriously, this lady.
I just imagine you like looking at your phone and then seeing that, and then just red lasers and your phone blows up.
That's how it felt like. I was like, oh my God, it's that lady.
Yeah.
And Robert says, don't worry so much about not being prepared. The relaxed nature of this show is what makes it great. I'm glad you enjoy me bubbling around trying to think of stuff to talk about.
It's just a conversation, and I totally like that.
The Real Tubby says, how do both of us feel about Ben Affleck not directing Batman now? I don't really.
I never saw Batman versus Superman, so I
don't watch. It's really not worth it. I watched the 3-hour-long unrated director's cut. The first 20 minutes was great. I was like, why are people complaining about this movie? And then I found out,
you found out why.
Yeah, the last 40 minutes are good because it's the fight, but the 2 hours in between the beginning and the end, it's just a mess, and it's just it's kind of boring. It's just. I'm sorry if there's anyone out there that's like a diehard Batman v Superman fan, but it's a 3 out of 5 at best, 3 out of 5 stars at best. It's really, unless you're just a diehard fan of those characters, you don't have to see it.
Done.
And Ben Affleck not directing Batman, I think maybe that's for the best. Maybe he can concentrate more on being Batman, which he was really good in Batman v Superman as Batman. And they're talking about Matt Reeves, who has directed the latest Planet of the Apes films, maybe taking up the mantle, or Matt Ross, who just directed Captain Fantastic, which was a really good indie film, and he's also been in some films himself. Those are both fantastic directors, so if one of those gets hired, I'm cool with that.
Pretty much anyone.
And people say I need to do vlogs. I would, but my town is so boring. There's nothing to do here. You guys would hate my vlogs. Because all I can do here is either go to the movie theater, go to one of 2 Walmarts. That's it. That's all
I don't know how people do daily vlogs. Even if you live near a big city. I'm not that far away from Seattle, but I just think about some of my weekends are just extremely boring. And that's because I want to be lazy. And you do not want to watch me just being lazy. It's not any fun watching me watch The Office.
I mean, too. I'm very much an introvert. I like being in the house, and I don't really leave it a lot. So, I mean, that's why I do Facebook live streams or whatever.
Yeah.
That's basically my vlogging. So, but I only do it on my personal account now, and I only have people I consider friends now on my personal account. So, just letting you guys know. Just letting you know. And let's see, Mario said the same thing happened to him and his wife while they were seeing Resident Evil. So the phone thing, yeah, that sucks. But if it was the newest Resident Evil, then maybe it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still rude. It's still rude,
Yeah.
but if it was like La La Land, like you want to be paying attention to the songs and what they're saying instead of the lady talking about an appointment of some kind that's going to cost $400. I mean, I was listening more to her conversation than I was the movie, and that's totally not cool.
Yeah.
Robert's saying she's lived long enough she can die now. LOL. And then Cougar2118 says that explains the Instagram photo, but the person in the background is creepy. Well, that was the lady that answered the phone. So, I mean, if you see the picture on Instagram, that's the lady. That's really what she looked like. Okay, I'm just saying. I should have thrown her popcorn. I don't eat popcorn at the theater. I have a thing where I don't eat at the theater because I just don't like. If I ever have popcorn at the theater, I get a kernel or something stuck in my throat, and then I do the awkward choking things. I'm like, no. And I don't drink in the theater because I don't want to have to go to the bathroom during the movie. So I'm just
you were in it for the experience of watching the movie. You were there to watch a movie, and that is it.
Yes,
ultimate focus.
I'm like laser focused, and like if someone sits close to me, I will move because I don't want anyone sitting near me. I'm in my bubble. I'm in my zone. I want to watch the movie. Don't interrupt that. If you do, you'll get the Alyssa hate eyes. Bye, Eric. Eric. Wishing everyone a good night. Let's see. Cougar2118 says, you thought it was Chet in Weird Science when he gets turned into the ghoulie in my picture. I've never seen Weird Science. I need to fix that. There's so many movies I haven't seen that I need to see.
I don't think I've seen that either.
I know it's like a cult classic, but I need to see it. Shanester says he lives in a big city and he'd say 90% of his day is boring and lazy. And 5% of the exciting part is him dozing off on the freeway. Be careful. We don't want you getting hurt.
And then that's okay.
Yeah, if you're on a bus or I was gonna say train, but like I don't know.
I never thought I'd. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say there's not a lot of trains nowadays, so there's still some, but not like a lot.
Yeah, you don't hear a lot of people commuting by train to work, at least in the US.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just about fell asleep on the bus today into work. I never thought I'd be someone who would fall asleep on the bus. I thought that was the weirdest thing. I was like, no, I'm going to be awake because what if you're going to miss your stop? But then I realized it's just so easy to take a 30-minute nap.
And Shanger says, no, buses don't go out that way, so he's driving.
You need some caffeine, man.
We don't want you getting hurt, Shane. That's just the only reason we're like saying this. We don't want you to get hurt. Robert's got to run, but bye, Robert. Thank you. And you're crazy for donating. Zach says he has to drive 2 hours away just to go to a worthwhile mall. That's basically me too. We don't have a mall here. The closest mall to me, they're actually closing down.
So
but the closest one's like 40 miles away, which is like, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
But like the good ones we had, which were 60 miles away, they both closed. And that was in one of our major cities here in our state. So it's kind of like, why did they close? I don't know why.
Yeah, in a major city. Yeah.
Yeah. Mario wants to know where your coffee's at.
I'm drinking lemon LaCroix.
I've heard so much about LaCroix, but I've never tried it. Like, what is it?
It's really just fizzy water with flavoring. But what I like about it, and this is not sponsored.
Not sponsored, by the way, guys.
Yeah, is that they do natural flavoring. They don't add any sugar to it. So what I don't like about a lot of sparkling flavored waters is that they add sugar to it. I'm just trying to drink some flavored water. I'm not trying to drink sugar water. So that's what I like it. And to me, lemon's the best. Lemon water in general, I think, is good. So sparkling they're not that expensive. And I currently have to wear a retainer. until I get my next dentist appointment. So I don't have to take my retainer out when I drink this, like I do with coffee. So that's that's that.
I'm definitely gonna have to try that because I need to drink more water personally, and like I like flavored water. It just makes it like drinking plain water is just kind of like, so I'll definitely look up LaCroix.
Yeah, it's good. I recently I like to joke that I recently became an old lady. I like to drink hot water now. I feel so ridiculous for saying that. Just no lemon in it, just hot water. I I don't know. It changes the water natural state enough that it's pretty good. It's weird, but I'd try it. It's good. I like it.
I don't think I've ever had hot water, to be honest.
I hadn't either. I always would have tea or something, but this dang retainer, like I don't want to stain it. So I was like, I'm just gonna have hot water. And I started drinking it. I'm like, this is all right. I get my hot beverage, but it's water. Like I said, I'm an old person now.
Doongie Forever says, "Oh shit, it's two of my fave girls on YouTube." Doonkey's awesome. And by the way, this is uncensored. You can say whatever you want to say. I forgot to mention that earlier, but
I've been watching the language, but thank you for the permission.
I should have told you earlier, like, you don't have to worry. I don't care if you drop F-bombs or whatever.
Sweet.
Shane says, I'm just calling you Shane. I don't know if that's cool, but says hot water, maybe in the shower.
I would not tap water. Like, I don't know. Some people's tap water is probably fine, but mine is not. It's very chlorine-like, so I would not drink it. I would not want to drink the shower water.
I think maybe you just meant like bathing in it, maybe not drinking it.
Yeah. No, I'm still on the hot water drinking boat, so I'm just thinking you're trying to make it convenient by just bringing a mug into the shower and filling it up and having some hot water in a shower.
I mean, I'm sure someone's done that before. I mean, people are unusual. I'm sure it's happened.
If you can think of it, it probably has happened.
Mario says tea of cinnamon and milk is really tasty.
Probably kind of like chai with the spices.
Yeah. Like, I live in the South, and I don't like tea. Oh, which is like a sin here. Like, if you don't like tea, there's something wrong with you. So apparently there's something wrong with me, guys. Anyway, so I've never really tried different kinds of tea. But I mean, if you say it's good, I might try it.
It took me a while to like tea. I used to only drink the really fruity tea. Because I don't think I was about flavored hot water. That just seemed weird to me. I'd rather have like cider or hot cocoa. But then I discovered cinnamon tea, and I liked that because it was still sweet, but then it was crossing that threshold of spices. And then I started drinking like mint and other flavors. So there was like I don't know, there was a transfer threshold. That's not the right phrasing for that, but there was like a gradual, you cross the barrier to be able to go, okay, I'm going to drink tea now. Like, you take the training wheels off.
Mario says the tea of cinnamon and milk helps to sleep, and it is like chai. So
nice.
And Shane said what you said about the hot water mug shower thing reminds him of the episode of Seinfeld where Kramer makes food in the shower. I was never a fan of Seinfeld's. I've only seen a couple episodes, so I've not seen that episode.
I like Seinfeld. I pulled the trigger on buying the season collection. It was like a deal on Amazon Prime. And I don't think I liked Seinfeld when I saw it on TV growing up, but I can definitely appreciate the humor in it now. It's silly. There's definitely like a formula to the show, but that's just Jerry's style,
Yeah. Doongie says, what are you two playing nowadays? Video games? I'm playing Resident Evil 7 currently at the moment. I need to get back to Final Fantasy 15, but Resident Evil 7, I'm just like trying to get through it. But that's about it at the moment for me.
Yeah, for me, I recently is probably like 20 days ago, finished up Call of Duty Infinite Warfare And then I streamed Forza Horizon 3 yesterday and took a poll on Twitter to figure out what I should stream next, and everybody chose Final Fantasy 15. So that'll be the second or third Final Fantasy game that I've played. I've only finished one. So I'm very like green when it comes to the Final Fantasy universe. So I've been told I don't have to start at the beginning. That kind of hurts my brain. I have to do things in chronological order. But apparently Final Fantasy is like Black Mirror, where the setting is like the premise is similar, but each episode is different. And I guess that's what it's like with Final Fantasy. So I'm going to start with 15, and that hurts my brain, but I'm not going to think about it.
Well, 15 to me is a lot more accessible, and it drew me in. Like, I haven't really played a lot of Final Fantasy games in my life, period. Like, I own several, and I haven't played them. Like, I've got 7, 8,
too.
and 9. I've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 2, and 12, and I haven't played any of them.
I've only played 10, but like 3 hours of it, because I remember seeing that at a Blockbuster and thinking the cover was really cool. And so I got to rent it, and I only played it for the duration of the rental. And I remember liking it, but I never went back and finished it.
But Final Fantasy 15, like, there's no turn-based combat. It's very action-based, and it's just, I like it. Like, I like Final Fantasy. Well, I still like Final Fantasy 15. I bought the season pass. That's how much I like it. It's really addictive. Like, there's so many side quests that it's ridiculous. But
yeah, I hear it has that MMO feel to it, even though it's like the single player. And I think that's cool.
It kind of like, to me, it's kind of like, it has a GTA Red Dead Redemption feel, just to like the scope of the world and how you can just kind of ride around and find stuff at random and that kind of aspect to it.
Excellent.
And I like the action combat. Like, some people are like, I want turn-based combat. It's Final Fantasy, you should have turn-based combat. But I actually like the action-based combat where it's just free-flowing. You can tell, like, your teammates to do a certain attack, but they'll attack on their own. You know, you don't have to boss them around if you don't want to. I like that. I don't like I don't mind turn-based combat, but I like the free-flowing action of Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, the game seems massive anyways, so it'll be nice to like take that element out of it if you want to.
Yeah. Currently I've put in, I think, 48 hours, and I'm still not finished with it.
My coworker posted something to his Instagram, and he completed the game, but he 100% completed the game at 148 hours. He got all the trophies.
That's a big, that's amazing.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's actually 100% completing everything in the game. I assume so. I assume there's a trophy for that, but I was like, dang, dude.
Doonky Forever wants to know, what's the creepiest thing a fan has asked us? I get asked for feet shots a lot, and I'm just like, that's really weird. Like, I don't get the thing with foot people. I'm sorry if you have a foot fetish, but I don't get it. Like, I think feet are kind of ugly looking. And when people are like, send me a picture of your feet, I'm like, no, that's creepy. No. So that's probably the creepiest thing, is people asking me for foot shots.
You know, I think on my game room tour, I started it out with like my feet, but I was wearing socks. And someone commented, dang, almost got to see your feet. And I was like, what? I don't know.
Apparently there's a site called Wiki Feet, and it's just full of pictures of people's feet.
Well, there you go. People who want to see that.
And like they rate the pictures about how like good the feet look. Apparently, like, you can rate these. I have not been on there, and I'm afraid to. Like, I'm afraid there's some random picture of my feet on there somewhere. And I'm just like, no, I don't get it. Someone please explain the foot fetish thing to me, because I don't get it. It's just. And then Zach versus the Blu-ray Mountain is asking, do we have a favorite Resident Evil game? He personally loves the third one, Nemesis.
I've never played a Resident Evil game.
I haven't played many. I've played the original with my uncle when I was really, really young. I have the remaster that I need to play because obviously I was a kid back then, so memories probably warped a little bit. I'm really loving 7. It is a departure from the other games, but I'm really loving 7. I liked the Revelation spin-off games. They were really good. I enjoyed Resident Evil 5. It's not one of my favorites. I own Resident Evil 4, have not played it yet.
I've watched someone play like 30 minutes of that game, so I don't really count that.
So I'd say like currently my favorite is like Resident Evil 7 and the Revelation spinoffs just because those are the freshest in my memory. I'm sure when I play the remastered Resident Evil original game in 0 that I'll like those.
Yeah.
But I just have to play them. Story of my life. Like I have games I'm like, I haven't
Story
played
of
it yet.
everyone's life.
And the low profile gamer wants to know what you would say is the most rare or expensive game in your collection.
I mean, I probably would say Panzer Dragoon Saga. Like I don't really go after rare games for the sake of it being rare or expensive. If it's a good game, you know, that's awesome. But a lot of the times, like if I don't have any memories attached to the game, I'd have a hard time pulling the trigger on a high price tag for it. But there's a ton of Saturn games that I would like to play that are like $200 plus. But Panzer Dragoon Saga, that one's not easy to find, and it's always a pretty penny when you do find it. So, what about you?
I don't really buy expensive games a lot. I'm a cheap ass. I think the most expensive game I have that I've like spent actual money on has been Haunting Ground. I bought it for $50 because I wanted to play it, and I still haven't played it to this day. But I mean, that's the most expensive I can think of.
Yeah.
I mean, I might have one that I own, and I'm like, I have no idea how much it's worth. It could be worth a lot, and I'm just sitting on it like.
Stadium events? What's this?
Yeah. I don't have that one. But I don't have the earliest console games I have are PS1 games. Like I don't have anything earlier than that because as a kid, that was what my uncle had. He had a PS1 and PS2. He never had Nintendo consoles or Sega or anything like that. So I was never exposed to that, and none of my friends had that either.
Yeah.
So I've always just been exposed to Sony and Microsoft and then like the Wii and stuff like that. So I don't have that nostalgia with the SNES or the NES or anything like that. And
yeah.
It kind of makes me sad, but oh well.
Yeah, that's how it was for me with the Sega, really any of the Sega systems. I maybe knew one person with a Sega Genesis and never heard about the Sega CD or the Saturn. It wasn't until the Dreamcast, because I saw it in like a Target, that I knew that Sega was still making systems. I think I just thought as a kid it went from Sega Genesis to Sega Dreamcast. And that was it. So I don't have any nostalgia for any of the Sega games. They're really all new discoveries for me. So I totally get it. It's hard like diving into some of those older systems because you don't have, you know, you're not going back and reminiscing about anything or going, oh man, I love this game. You have no idea.
Nintendo 2009 wants to know, do you watch daily vloggers?
I watched Casey Neistat a lot. I only discovered him back in August or September, and I was just really impressed with, one, the ability to shoot and edit and put up a video every day, and that it was interesting. I really liked that. I think the only other, they're not really daily vloggers, but vloggers, I've been watching Nadeshot a lot lately. If you know who iJustine is, Nadeshot's dating iJustine's sister. And he's been putting out vlogs. He did Call of Duty tournaments and things like that, but kind of switched gears, and his vlogs are interesting, but that's about it.
I found Casey Neistat through Anna's favorites. Is last year. It's like October favorites. I can't remember the exact month, but that's how I found Casey Neistat. And I'm like, why did I not know of this guy sooner? But he stopped doing daily vlogs, but he did do that for a while, and they were really interesting. I do watch iJustine and Jenna Easeric. I don't watch Nade Shots because I feel like they're all kind of like having the same kind of videos because they film all the same stuff.
That's why I'm not subscribed to Jenna. I watch iJustine because Jenna and Nade seem to be, well, his name's Matt, but they seem to be very similar because, I mean, they're dating, so you're in the same area, you're kind of almost creating the same movie. So I was like, well, it's going to be one of those sisters and him.
Yeah.
Do you watch anyone else?
Not like daily vlogging. Like, I like to watch like gaming channels and movie channels, book channels. That's the kind of stuff I like to watch. I don't really watch vlogging channels that much.
Yeah, I think the only other one would be Marzia. Like, I like it when Marzia and PewDiePie do vlogs, but it's not all the time. So I like it when channels do that, where they have a break from their videos and you get kind of a glimpse as to how they function on a day-to-day basis or what they're interested in, the things they go do. But then they go back to creating the thing that they create.
I agree. Shane says he's all about House of the Dead 2, and it's amazing voice acting.
That's not sarcasm at all.
Nope. And Doogie says, what are some movies that are coming up this year that we can't wait to see? I mentioned earlier Logan, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Super excited for Star Wars Episode 8 because I'm just a Star Wars nerd.
That's the only one that I have in my brain. I want to see that.
And I think that Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets looks really good. I have high hopes. Like, I like Luc Besson's work. Even his weaker films I've enjoyed. So I'm kind of like, please let this be good.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. The Circle looks really interesting. I haven't read the novel, but the trailer for it looked cool.
I haven't heard about it.
It's like, it's kind of hard to explain. Like, since I haven't read the novel, it's like a world where everyone knows, like, this company has like cameras everywhere and they know everything about everyone, and it's supposed to be like a utopian society kind of, but since everyone knows everything about everyone, it kind of like starts to devolve, it seems like, just from the trailers. I probably need to read the book, actually.
That premise already sounds interesting. Like, it's like taking the Truman Show to a whole nother level.
But it stars Tom Hanks and Emma Watson, so I mean, they're pretty good actors, so I just need to read the book and
if the story sucks, at least the acting will be good.
Yeah, and the director, like, I've enjoyed his previous films. James Ponsoldt, he did this indie film, The Spectacular Now, which I really love. So
Didn't
a
see
lot
it.
of people haven't seen it, so
but I feel like I've heard the title. I don't know where.
Let's see. Nintendo 2009 says he likes watching Shaytards. I've never really watched Shay Carl.
Yeah, I think maybe I saw one or two, and it wasn't it wasn't for me.
Doongie Forever says, what's the one book that made the most impact on your life?
Now that's a question.
Like, I don't know if I can pinpoint one book. There's been a lot that I've enjoyed that have kind of like made me who I am. Like, currently it's out, like, the first Outlander really changed my viewpoint on like literature now. But like when I was younger, I loved The Giver by Lois Lowry. That was a fantastic book. I like really Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli. That was one that really resonated with me. I really enjoyed The Great Gatsby. A lot of people hated that book, but I liked it. Also, To Kill a Mockingbird. Those are just some that stick out to me personally.
Yeah, I think the only ones that I can pull from my the I think would have an impact, one would be The the Redwall series. I remember my school had like a library fair or whatever where
Yes, those were
it's
the
like,
best. Oh
yes,
my,
those are so awesome. I would go to one right now.
I would
But I
too.
think you just called it a bookstore. But I remember seeing Martin the Warrior, this little mouse with like a sword, and I thought it was the coolest, book cover, but it was a massive book for a third grader. It was like
Oh yeah.
400 pages. And I got it, and my mom's like, "You have to read it." And I was like, "Okay." And it took me, I did. In third grade, I read that book. It took me 1 year to read it. And I'd have to ask my mom, like, "What is mead? It sounds delicious." And she's like, "That's alcohol." And that just his imagery, because Brian Jakes wrote for blind kids. And so everything just like hit all of the senses, like all the feasts, all the battles, everything was very vivid and rich, and that just really stuck with me. And then I'd say the one other book would probably be Thus Spoke Zarathustra by Friedrich Nietzsche. And it's a philosophy book, and I say that particular book because it made me realize, I read that when I was in high school and didn't understand half of it, but it made me realize that there was so much that I didn't know and didn't understand, and that people were challenging themselves to think about things in different ways and trying to find angles. And I thought that was fascinating. So I wanted to read more about other people's viewpoints and how they can write one sentence that just makes you think. And you're like, man, that just like stumps me. Yeah, I think it's so cool.
I do
Words,
too.
man.
Mario's asking, what do we think about the remake of It? I have not read the book, and I have not seen the original miniseries. So, I mean, I think he looks cool. I think Bill Skarsgård looks cool as Pennywise, but I need to watch the original and read the book, which I have, but is huge. It's over 1,000 pages.
And I hear it's super scary. So.
Oh yeah, like clowns are one of the things that get to me. Like clowns in demonic possession. Everything else doesn't bother me. I don't know why
It's
clowns.
also, well, they're scary and creepy.
Yeah.
There's just something about always being happy. For me, it's suspense. Like, there's not really. I mean, sure, I'd be scared if someone was possessed. Like, I'm not going to say I wouldn't be, but it's not the thing that would keep me up at night. The thing that would keep me up at night is my own freaking imagination of like, oh, what horrible thing can I think of?
Yeah, my imagination is the same way. Like, I'll just conjure up things in my own head. And I'm like, nope, nope, nope.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, John Riggs is here.
Riggsy.
He's awesome, guys, if you're not subscribed to him. I'm just telling people to subscribe to people all the time. But anyway, he's awesome.
Yeah, he is awesome.
Zach versus the Blu-ray Mountain likes Harley's vlogs from Epic Mealtime.
Oh man, I didn't know he made vlogs.
That's Harley Morenstein, right? Or am I thinking of the wrong Harley?
Sounds right.
I don't think I've watched Epic Mealtime. I've just seen Harley on social media. I don't know.
My guitarist introduced me to Epic Mealtime, and it blew my mind. I was like, what? They're making a casserole out of like 36 hamburgers from fast food restaurants, and then they cook it and then they eat it, and that's like that's what got me. I was like, okay, they're not just like trying to make the grossest, most calorie inducing thing. That's disgusting.
And John Riggs says he used to work with Shay Carl. It's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Be able to say I worked with someone. Like, I haven't worked with anyone cool, but I'm just saying. Doongie Forever asks, have we ever had paranormal encounters?
No.
I don't know, to be honest. Like twice I've sworn I've seen my grandmother, like when she was younger, like in a pink nightgown in my room, but I honestly don't know if that was true or if it's just like I was half asleep and it was a dream projection or something.
But I hate it when it is the exact replica of the space you're in. Like, you're like, no,
Yeah.
I saw you there, whether it was a dream or not, but it was real enough that it was like your environment that you were currently in.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I haven't had anything besides that, so no. I'm pretty sure that was probably just something I dreamed up, but I mean, I guess I could have seen her, but I have no idea.
Yeah.
People are saying it's cool that John worked with Shay Carl.
Totally.
Matt Thomas says, mead.
I know. It was like reading the Redwall series, everything sounded good. Like I remember like strawberry fizz. I don't know what that is, but that sounds good. I want some of it.
That
And
does sound good.
mead and like barley wine, or just like all these words. And I'm like, I'm sure I was like I was the equivalent of a kid going, why? But like reading the book and going, what's this? And what's this? And what's this? And what's a trebuchet? And what's, of course, and I didn't know how to pronounce the word, but yeah, there's a lot of, that book was way above my reading level.
Shane is asking, have either of us experienced sleep paralysis? No, and thank God, because I've heard it's terrible.
That's just when like you can't move your body, right?
Yeah, like you can't move your body and like you see stuff or you feel like something crawling on you or whatever.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
I think I've only ever woken up one time and I felt like I couldn't send the signal to my limbs to move, but that only lasted for like 10 seconds. And that it was like one time. Yeah,
they're saying it's really scary. Yeah, I've never experienced it. I know they made a documentary and it's on Netflix, but yeah, that's something I've never experienced. I don't want to experience that. And Matt Thomas says the only famous actor that he's met was Craig T. Nelson, who is in the TV show Coach, and he made his latte for him. It's pretty cool.
Right on.
I'd be terrified, like, if I made a latte for a famous person, that they would hate it. And it'd be my fault that they hated that latte. They'd have a vendetta against me for making a terrible latte.
I'll remember this forever.
John is saying that Shay Carl is totally the same off camera as he is on. They were both in radio and he is just starting his YouTube channel. That's cool.
That's awesome.
I think it's really cool when people are the same on screen as they are off screen as they are on screen. I mean,
yeah.
Because it just makes the video seem more genuine and stuff.
Yeah, there's nothing like having an idea of what you think that person is based on how they want you to see them and then finding out that they're not at all like that for the worse. It's like meeting idols, right? There's always that, like, do you want to meet them? Because they might not be the person that you have in your head. It might ruin it for you.
Yeah. Shanester says he met the woman who played Mrs. Mann in Scary Movie. She came into the Walmart he worked at. I've never seen Scary Movie. Like, I just always thought that looked kind of stupid.
I haven't seen it. I don't know why. Probably because I don't see enough movies.
I don't like comedies in general, so that's why I haven't seen it. It's called Scary Movie, but it's a comedy. It's a spoof of scary movies.
Yeah.
And Robert Payne says, hi, Alyssa and Circuit.
Hello.
That's your new nickname is Circuit.
Circuit. Short like Circuit.
Sounds like a video game character name, like Circuit. Just like cool AI character.
Yeah.
Circuit. Oh god. Now I gotta think of something to ask. What
are your thoughts on the Nintendo Switch?
They're mixed. Like, I'm not dying to have one at launch or anything. I think the accessories are overpriced for it.
Yes.
There's not a lot of games at launch. Like, the only one that interests me is Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have a pack-in game, which I think like that 1-2 Switch should have been packed in with the console.
It should have. That should not have been a $60 game.
No.
And that should have been packed in with the system. Like, that is a tech demo. Like, That is a tech demo. Pack that in.
And like the Super Mario Odyssey just looks weird being in New York City, like with these weird, freaky people. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
the people were weird, but I'm pretty excited for that game because I feel like the Mario series has been a bit stale. I mean, I like that they tried, the partners in time stuff where it's Mario and Luigi doing stuff, and then there's your classic, new Super Mario Brothers, and they released like 5 of those. And we hadn't really had a solid Mario game since Super Mario Galaxy 2. So I'm glad that we're at least getting something and that they're trying something different.
Yeah. And Chiaman says it's not too overpriced. They packed the controllers with a lot of new tech. I've heard like the Pro controller is like I think $70 in America.
79. Yeah.
79. And
Yeah.
to me that's expensive for a controller.
It is. Yeah, because you look at the Xbox controllers and the PS4 controllers, and those go. You can probably snag one for 45, but typically they're like 50 to $60. So it's $20 more.
Yeah, and I think the Xbox One and PS4 controllers are expensive, so to add extra on, I'm just like, Doongie Forever says, is there a pop vinyl figure that you wish they made? Everyone I've wanted, they've ended up making.
Yeah.
I can't think of one off the top of my head. There's some cool ones coming out that I want. Like, they have a Lara Croft one that I want really badly because I'm a huge Tomb Raider fan. And then they're coming out this line of Twin Peaks pops, and I'm just like, they look so cool.
Oh, they pretty much have one for everything. And I mean, I have Kid Robot South Park figures, and then I have Mass Effect and Adventure Time pop vinyl figures, but honestly, they're kind of like amiibos for me. Like, I could go down a rabbit hole and just get all of them, but then I don't know where to put them, which is why I haven't gotten amiibos. I think they're so cool, and I want all of them, but it's a dangerous road to walk. So.
It is. I've got way too many pops now, and I keep getting more. It's a dangerous road.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm just going to get this one really cool one I like, and then a month later, you have 100 of them. It's just like...
I know. I think, you can see... I kind of have a triangle tower. Can't really see them, but the top ones are the South Park figures, and then the 2 bottom rows are Adventure Time and Mass Effect. And I thought it was cool they did Mass Effect characters. I was like, oh my god, they're doing video game characters, and then they did a whole lot of those. It's like, okay.
I have all the Mass Effect ones besides Male Shepherd. I don't have Male Shepherd. That's the only one I don't have. But they just announced they're making Andromeda figures. And I'm like, if I like these characters, I'm going to want these stinking figures.
You have to complete the collection.
Oh, gosh. They're listing in the comments some of the ones they're making now. Matt Thomas wants pop vinyl characters of number 5/Johnny 5 to be made.
Yes.
And
number 5 is alive.
Cheetah Man says they have some Nicktoon ones coming, Rugrats, and Aw Real Monster.
Oh my god, I remember Aw Real Monster.
Yes, and Rugrats, oh my freaking gosh. And Amateur Gamer says, if I'm late, and it's Anna.
What's up?
You're not too late. And Mario wants you to do your finger intro thing, Anna.
Oh my god, that's all I could think about when I was watching the Nintendo Switch press conference, where the guy's like... Or he did that, and I was like, no, it's Nintendo's way more popular than me. People are gonna like see me and go, oh, did you do that because of Nintendo? No, you saw it here first.
Anna did it first, guys.
Yeah, actually, my coworker did it. That's where that came from. We would, whenever we were walking down the hall and passing each other, we just do that at each other. Really stupid, but yeah.
Chia Man says that they jumped and got obsessed with amiibos but have no pops yet. Kind of want to get the Star Wars ones. They have a bajillion Star Wars pops. I barely have any of them, and I'm just like, I need them all, guys. I need all of them.
I got Kylo Ren and called it good.
I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5, and then a pack-in that's got the Sand Trooper and the Dewback. But so 7 total. But there's like way more than that. I don't even have like the main characters. I just have side characters. It's ridiculous.
There's a lot, and then of course variations.
And then Mario says he's collecting the Peanuts Pops, which that's reasonable. There's not too many of those, and they are cool looking, like the Charlie Brown Pops and Snoopy. And yeah, vinyl pops are addicting, Robert Payne. They are very addicting.
Yeah.
Doongie wants to know what's our favorite thing to eat. I'm a very picky eater, so my favorites are pizza and spaghetti, but not together. Not together.
Not spaghetti
separate.
pizza.
No. So I like spaghetti and pizza. Those are my 2 favorites. And bread. Like, I can eat bread all day, every day. Like,
well, bread is good. Like, you can't go wrong with bread.
No, unless it's like all nasty and burned. That's the only time you can go wrong is if you overcook the bread.
Yeah.
But any other kind of bread's good. Like, I'm happy with just bread. And Shane is leaving us. Bye, Shanester.
See ya. Yeah, I don't know what my favorite. I mean, I don't know why, but Pocky just popped into my head because like it
so good
all day.
I was gonna say it's cheap, but they actually raised the price of it. At least where I live, it used to be 89 cents. Now it's $1.19 for the same size. I'm just
wow, that's a major price hike.
Yeah. Like inflation. This used to be so cheap, and now it's $1.19. What the crap?
That's ridiculous.
And that's at Walmart. I mean, I don't know how much it costs anywhere else, but
I got a Costco pack, so it was.
We don't have a Costco here. So. We only have 2 Walmarts. That's it. We have nothing else.
Sad day.
I know. Amateur Gamer just wants to get all the Power Ranger pops, even the new movie ones. That's not a movie I'm looking forward to at the moment. Like, if it's suddenly amazing, and then I'll go watch it. But I was obsessed with Power Rangers as a kid. So I'm kind of like, ooh, new movie with different stuff. But yeah, like the original Power Rangers pops, those are super expensive. Like, especially the Pink Ranger, who is my favorite. She is so expensive in the wild. I'm just like, I'm never going to get her unless they drop down in price again. Like, they're ridiculously expensive. And Boat Captain's here. Ahoy, Boat Captain.
Ahoy.
Robert Payne says he's got the R2-D2 with the serving tray. Is that a pop, or is that like an actual like
figure?
Like, I need to know. Like, R2-D2 is like one of my favorite characters of all time. Ugh. Spaghetti tacos. I've heard of those. I've never had a spaghetti taco. I don't know if
That's
I want
a real
to.
thing?
Yeah, it is a real thing.
It's just noodles and sauce?
You put the spaghetti inside a taco shell and eat it like a taco.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't either.
I feel like the noodles would just be really annoying to eat that way.
Yeah. Amateur Gamer also asked, have we read the land founding a lit RPG saga, Chaos Seeds? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it either. It's quite the title.
Mario says he has the first DBZ collection of Funko Pops. It's been forever since I've seen Dragon Ball Z. I need to rewatch that because I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
Yeah, I didn't really watch it. I mean, it was on after school, but I wasn't watching that.
I watched Sailor Moon instead. Sailor Moon came on after Dragon Ball Z, so my uncle would tape Sailor Moon for me, but he'd also tape Dragon Ball Z because it came on beforehand. But yeah. I was more into Sailor Moon. Like, I was just like, let's just go past Dragon Ball Z. So I need to check it out. A life-size R2-D2 would rock. Use it to hold cold soda. Like, to have a real, like, R2-D2 would be awesome. Like, as a little buddy. Like, that'd be amazing.
Probably coming soon to a town near you in 10 years. It'll be real. Probably not even that long, to be honest.
And Robert Payne says the R2D2 of the tray is a pup from the Jabba's barge. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm gonna have to look that up now because now I'm curious. Spaghetti Tacos was created by Spencer on iCarly, LOL.
iCarly was just a little too young for me when I saw it. I was like, I'll watch cartoons, and I think I didn't enjoy watching Drake and Josh when it was on, but I didn't change the channel. So I've seen like all of them, but I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it enough to not watch it. But iCarly was where I drew the line.
I like Drake and Josh, but iCarly, I was just kind of like, man, I would watch it if it was on, but like I wasn't super obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Nathan Allen says, hello. Hello, Nathan. Let's see. Amateur Gamer asks, what's our favorite childhood cartoon or cartoons?
Probably definitely SpongeBob, even though that was more like teenage years. I can probably recite whole episodes. It's ridiculous. I watched All Real Monsters as well, and Rugrats, and Angry Beavers. Nickelodeon had a good streak for a while.
I also really liked some of the Cartoon Network cartoons. Like I loved Powerpuff Girls. I loved Dexter's Laboratory. Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I could never get into Courage. For some reason, I don't know. I wasn't cool enough.
Some of those episodes were scary, like as a kid.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Let's see. Chima says, from Drake and Josh, hug me, brother! I will always remember that. And Doongie asks you, if you could date any fictional character, who would it be, and what would you like to do on a first date?
Oh, God. Any fictional character.
Mm-hmm.
This is not something I've thought about before, so I have to go through my memory. You should answer that question so I have some time to think about it.
I feel like everyone already knows. Like, I would choose Jamie Fraser from Outlander because I have a problem. I'm obsessed. It's a thing.
The theme of this chat is Outlander and how you need to read and watch the series.
I mention it in like every video I make, so I'm just people are probably tired of hearing about it.
I honestly have no idea. I can't even think of a fictional character. But what would I like to do? Well, if it's a fictional world, I want to like drive a spaceship or something.
That'd be cool.
I don't know. Go to a space bar. I don't know.
Space bar.
I don't even want to go to a bar for a date. So I don't know. But a space bar, that sounds cool.
Like the one on the Citadel in Mass Effect?
Yes, the Citadel. Yeah.
Amateur Gamer wants to know if you can recommend a cheap espresso maker.
You said espresso. Yeah, it's an S. I'm sorry, people, but EXPRESSO is no more. It's
I wasn't going to point that out, but
I'll point it out because it's just it's okay to mispronounce a word, but when the letter is not there, I have to tell you. But it doesn't sound cheap, but Nespresso makes decent coffee makers that are between like $150 and $200. I think you might be able to get Keurigs for around $100, but I just don't have experience with them. That I'd probably say an espresso machine just because it's common, so you can get whatever you need for it pretty easily, and it makes decent coffee.
Low Profile Gamer is asking me if I plan on doing a game room tour or update of my video game collection. I don't really have a game room at the moment. It's my bedroom. But I don't really even have a game wall, to be honest. It's just like I have this tower set up at the moment, but I am getting like a wing of the house to myself. I think So I might do that in the future, like when I get my own like space and stuff. But right now I don't have a specific space, and I don't have a huge video game collection. But I could, I mean, I could do it if people want me to. It's not that big a
Do
deal.
it.
I'll do it if enough people are like, Alyssa, make a video game collection. Like, and I'll do
Everybody type it in chat now. Tell her to do it.
it. Mario Chavez says he loved Pepper Ann. I remember watching that as a kid.
Why does that sound I have to look this up. Pepper Ann, that sounds really familiar.
Yeah. And then Matt Thomas says he date Patty Mayonnaise from Doug.
Oh, Hey Arnold. That's the other one that I was trying to think of. I actually think I've seen Pepper Ann. Yeah, that was a decent one.
Nathan said he hoped you would say Link from Hyrule as the fictional character. And then Mario says he thought I had a thing with Jon Snow. Well, I mean, I like Jon Snow, but Jamie Fraser is number one with me, okay? No one can replace Jamie Fraser.
If you date Jon Snow, you'd probably have to, like, get some thermals, and you'd really have to, like, get some furs or whatever, because it's going to be cold.
Yeah, and then, like, he's going to be attacked all the time, and it's like,
yeah,
I'd be dead. But Jamie Fraser's a warrior, and like he can protect people. So like Jon Snow's risky. He is an amazing wolf. I will give him that. Like Ghost is amazing. Like that's my favorite direwolf. Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen Game of Thrones, the only one alive on the show now, because he's the best. But
yeah. I know. I think each time a direwolf died, I was more hurt than a character dying.
Oh
I'm like, not the animal, you're a monster.
Every time a direwolf would get killed, I would just be like, no!
Yeah. My heart.
Okay, going through comments. Zach versus the Blu-ray Mountain says he subbed to you.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Yay! Doongie wants to know, do we like to dance?
Oh, God. No.
I dance, but I don't usually do it in public. Like, sometimes I'll do it, like, just for fun on Snapchat. I broke my toe because I was dancing for Snapchat. But I finished my dance, and then I was like, I'm in pain now, but
she broke her toe for you.
I did. And that's I'd never broken a bone prior to that, and that was
I haven't either, yeah.
That was the stupidest way to break a bone. It's just breaking a toe for dancing for Snapchat. So
it's a good story, though. It's a good story.
It is. My doctor laughed at me when I told him that. So
yeah,
it's a good story.
Yeah.
Now people are saying, do it. Okay, I'll do it one day. One day I'll do a video game collection. Like, do you want me to do like a certain one first, guys? Like, let me know. Let's see.
Oh yeah, Pepper Ann was the redhead girl with glasses. Yeah.
I said that weird. I can't speak. Low profile gamer, really, Alyssa? Scooby-Doo. The low profile gamer, there we go, says, for you, Anna, what got you into gaming, and what was your first video game, and how long have you been collecting?
I think it's one question per no, I'm just kidding. My earliest memory is probably going over to a neighbor's house and playing her Nintendo, playing Paperboy. That was like one of the first games I played, and I was really young, like 5 or 6. I don't know, but I thought that was a cool game. I was definitely hooked, and then when they moved away, we actually inherited their Nintendo system. And so my sister and I would play Mario, and we would take turns. So that was like one of the times where we weren't fighting, as siblings. And we would keep the system on overnight because, no saves, and come back to it and hope that our parents didn't turn the system off so we could try to beat the game. And as far as how long I've been collecting, I would just say my whole life, I guess, because I never throughout the years got rid of a system. I always, shuffled it with me because I always went back to a game on the system. So I dove back into like seriously collecting probably in 2011, 2012, because I realized that there's this whole world where you could actually get those games, and there's even more games out there. It's a dangerous world out there, people. But yeah, that's my story.
Mario says, anybody remember Ginger on Nickelodeon? Ginger. That sounds familiar.
Or is that a show?
I think it was a show. This is gonna bug me now because
I'm looking it up.
I think I watched it.
As told by Ginger. Holy crap. Yes, I remember that.
Like, I was like, Ginger, but hearing the whole tale, yes, I did. Yeah. I watched that. I loved it.
I watched that a lot. Yeah, I really liked that show.
Amateur Gamer says, what's the most recent game y'all have played? Resident Evil 7 for me.
Forza Horizon 3.
Robert Payne says, favorite game or toy as a kid? My favorite game was the original Tomb Raider on PlayStation 1. Yeah, that's a great game for a 5-year-old, but seriously, that was my favorite thing. Like, I never really played with dolls a lot or anything, or whatever girls were supposed to do. I was always with my uncle playing video games, so just playing games was my favorite thing to do. And Tomb Raider was the one we played the most. So,
what about toy?
I never really played with toys that much. Like, I was just always into gaming consoles. Like, I loved my PS1 and PS2 and the Game Boy Color when it came out.
Like, did you ever get like a Tamagotchi or?
I did, but I hated it because I could never keep them alive. So I was just like,
yeah. It was frustrating. It wasn't a fun toy.
No. And like, I got a Furby, and those things are freaky because they just like turn on randomly and start talking to you, and it freaked me out like all the time.
Yeah.
Like, even if you had it turned off, sometimes they just randomly start talking to you, and it's just like, no.
That's not okay. That is not okay. I think my favorite, the game that stands out in my mind as a kid is the Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy Color.
I had that, but I got so frustrated with that game, I never like learned how to play it.
I mean, I played the hell out of that game. Like, I was into getting the cards, but the cards are expensive, so you can only get, cards whenever your parents would like be awesome enough to get a pack for you. But in the game, you get like all the shinies, and you get all of it, at no cost or at the cost of the Game Boy game. And I remember playing the hell out of that. I really liked it. I thought it was cool that there was a card game I was playing, and it was Pokemon related. As far as a toy, I don't know either. Like, I did have an American Girl doll.
Oh, I did too.
But
I never really played with them. Like, I kept them like on a pedestal, basically. Like, I was always afraid I'd break them or whatever because those things were expensive.
They are expensive. Holy crap! But those got ruined for me because I swear I saw the doll blink, and then it was game over. I was like, get this thing out of here. I took it to my mom, and I was like, you need to get rid of this. And I remember like a month went by, and I was in my mom's closet for whatever reason, and I saw the doll, and I was like, I don't know if you understood me. And I'm like in 4th grade. Like, that doll can't be in the house. Like, that doll's going to come in my room and kill me. It's not okay. It has to get out of here. Yeah. My imagination at work.
If dolls are freaky, they still get to me to this day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still like,
Nope. Mm-mm.
Okay, so we've been going for about 2 hours now, so we probably need to wrap it up. But it's been super fun, and if you're not subscribed to Anna already, her channel is linked in the description box down below. And also, if you happen to be from Anna's channel and you're not subscribed to me, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel.
Do it. Just press that button. You're here already.
But thank you, Anna, for coming on. It's been so much fun talking to you.
Yeah, it's been awesome chatting, and yeah, it's always good to talk about geek stuff that I like with another person who likes it and is awesome. So thanks for having me.
it helps me socialize and stuff. So thank you. And for everyone that watched and asked questions, thank you for participating. It means the world. I love you. I'm sure Anna loves you too.
Yes.
But I'm going to go. I hope you have a great night. If it's night, if it's day there, have a good day. I'm going to do my send off, peace and kisses. And then Anna, you can end it the way you want to end it.
I just go, bye.
Bye.
Peace.
But I guess I'm really bad at goodbyes, so I'm just like, we'll just randomly end this now, but I guess we're going to go. But
here comes the darkness.
Bye, guys.